Hello, welcome to this Maverick Minute. I'm Jeff Gold, and today we have the incredible honor of being joined by Renata Valquier Chavez, who has just finished her term as the President of Student Government and the UNO Student Region. So first, congratulations, Renata. It's great to breathe a sigh of relief, huh?
Thank you, I appreciate it. It was an honor to serve this year.
Well, it was an honor to work with you. I mean, your energy and enthusiasm, and we attended tons of Board of Regents committee meetings together, full board meetings together, and your input has just always been just right on and always representing the student view, which is so important, and that's why the Board of Regents has student regents, of course.
Thanks.
So, when we talked a year ago, just when you had been elected to this role, and you had some impressions as to what the year was going to be like, were your impressions pretty accurate, or did it turn out to be different?
It turned out to be completely different.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So I feel like I didn't expect it to be as divided as it was. So the role as a student regent, and the role as student body president are completely different from each other, and they demand different things from the individual, and I feel like I expected them to be a little more
integrated.
Integrated. So it was I'm glad that I had this summer to figure out the differences between them and find the balance of being able to be a student regent effectively and to be a student body president effectively.
And by the way, a student.
And a student
athlete.
And a student athlete.
So that's another question I'm sure many members who are watching this are thinking. How do you balance being a student body president, student regent, student athlete, and continue to progress towards your academic goals?
So it's a very great question. I ask myself that every day because
you've obviously figured it out.
Yeah, in a sense, I think I did. The first semester, I approached it as not thinking of anything else where I'm being present with where I am. So when I'm at cross-country practice, the only thing I'm focused on is practice, running, being with my team, and enjoying the time I have with them.
Of course.
And I'm really fortunate to have the teammates that I do. They're incredible. They're incredible women, and I always feel like they're definitely my best friends. And I'm very happy to have them to have someone to talk to. And my coaches are very supportive, and they put academics first always. So it's always nice that if I had Board of Regents meetings that were piling up and obligations I needed to attend for student government, and I needed to take time to focus on school, they understood, and I could take time to focus on just academics and study as opposed to going to practice some days. So it was nice to have that understanding. And running is very nice because I don't need to be I don't need a facility to do it.
Sure.
Since I'm a distance runner. So if
you
I
don't
were
even need good weather, actually.
No, we don't. This is great weather, even though it's raining. So I found that as a time to relax, and that was my way of if I was in Lincoln for a meeting before Board of Regents meetings, I would go for a run every morning, just so I could take on the day and with a clear mind and not have I'm very full of energy most of the time.
Yeah.
So if I don't run, I feel like I need to. And it's like a cup of coffee, which I would have 7 of sometimes. But I feel like the balance with academics was if academics isn't going well, it's possible that nothing else will really go well.
Sure.
And that was the approach that I had. And I am majoring in biotechnology and political science, which are completely different disciplines, and I feel like there's a lot of connectivity with them, and with the approach that I take with my academics, I apply it in both areas. And my advisor for biotechnology, Dr. Davis, is the best advisor I could ever ask for. He's very supportive, and in times where I felt like I couldn't do it, and I felt like
But all students have that. Don't you think they have a minute or two or a week or even a month of a semester of, I'm really struggling?
Yeah, and I'm very fortunate to have that support system of academic advisors within athletics and within my majors that are there for me when I feel like I can't do it. Because imposter syndrome is very real.
Yeah.
There are moments where I felt like I am here, but should I be here?
Yes.
well, let's go do it.
I've learned a lot about that recently, and it is very real. And it's interesting that you would say that, even as a very successful student. So, let's hypothetically say that you and I meet at an airport or train station or something in 10 years, and you look back on your year as student regent and, this last year. What do you think you're going to be most proud of?
I think I'm going to be most proud of the groundwork that we laid for future student governments. This time last year, this Vice President Benji Fountain and I thought this year is going to be a year of construction. And if we achieve anything, it's going to be so that next year and the years to come, we'll be able to succeed and not have to have the hurdles that we did with unfunctioning bylaws and just not being up to date to serve students. So that was
one of the big achievements that you and Benji did, was to get the bylaws revised, right?
Yes, that work came from the Senate and the senators, and having those revisions come from a group effort. So I think that would be the best thing that I would be very proud of to think about. And I would always ask my colleagues very strange questions during my reports. So I would ask them, like, okay, hypothetically speaking, what if parking was free? How would we go about that? Or I use metaphors a lot, so if you ask any of them about like a spice cabinet, they may cringe a little bit because I used a metaphor with spices and having variety and whatnot. That one didn't go well. Anyway, so
sounds like a good metaphor to me.
Thank you. So after like an hour,
I guess it depends what your culinary appetite is, but
that's true. We would always spend our executive meetings were on Monday nights at 9 p.m. and some days we wouldn't leave until about 12:30 a.m.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, we would spend a lot of time assessing situations that students were going through, whether it's concerns that students brought up to us, like, do we have enough public safety on campus? Is parking in Elmwood a great option for students, and what can we do to provide students so that they can park in the Civic Garage or find places on campus where they feel safe to park?
Absolutely.
And how can we...
convenience and things like that.
Yes, exactly. And even just making new norms, making it, when you're going through growing pains, especially in a university like ours, it's hard to accept change and it's hard to make the changes. So we thought, we may get a lot of negative backlash and some of the things that we do, but it's because we know that it's going to be better for our students. And sometimes it's okay to walk a little longer to class and to take the bus to where you need to go, because if you want, the beauty of our university is that the entire city of Omaha is our campus. And if something is true for the entire city of Omaha, is that you can't find parking in a lot of places. So if you go to the old market, we're very lucky to have a bus that is on Dodge Street right in front of our student center that goes straight downtown. Right. So students who have internships or jobs that are across the city have an option that isn't just driving or riding their bike or walking. And I think that eventually it'll become a normal, but we have to work as a city to make that normal.
One step at a time. Yeah. Well, listen, congratulations. Thank you so much. We all look forward to continuing to work with you. I'm sure whatever your future destination is, you're going to be incredibly successful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And thanks for being with us today. And thank you so much for being with us today on this Maverick Minute.